Hi Taurus, welcome to your August 2020 Astrology 33 general reading. Thank you to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you interested in booking a personal reading with me, just check out the description of the video for more details there. As far as what's in front of us, the Celtic cross spread as always, and I also pulled a couple of Oracle cards and a Mudra card for you guys. But we'll get started with the main spread first. The main situation position, we have the Hanged Man. So usually for me this represents Pisces energy, but I feel like for a lot of you this is saying that you guys might just be waiting to hear the results from something, possibly thinking things over as well as far as whether or not to accept an offer. It's a couple ways I could see that going, and this could all be because you guys have Mars moving through Aries right now, which for you guys is your 12th house, so that could have you in that energy where you might be getting some insights around your inner workings in your mind. In the challenger obstacle position, we have the Ace of Pentacles. So this is another indicator for me that, at least for a decent amount of you, I feel like you guys might just be waiting to hear some word on something. Maybe you might have applied for something recently, and of course with all of those retrogrades we've been dealing with, we had the Venus retrograde wrap up recently, Mercury retrograde as well. Those two planets are starting to gain steam. And by the time we do get into August, they'll both be out of shadow. But that could be what that's pointing to there, just saying that there might have been some holdups for you guys, and you guys are just waiting for that forward movement. For others of you, and probably a smaller percentage of you, though, I feel like this could also be some of you thinking about extending an offer to someone as well. In the foundation position, we have the Queen of Swords. So this is actually Libra energy, which for you guys is your 6th house. So this is another indicator for me that it can point to work and daily routine. But to be fair, Libra is also the natural ruler of the 7th house, which represents partnerships, romantic relationships. So really can be either or for you guys. But I feel like this is saying that for some of you, this is you coming to that mental clarity. And for others of you, this can be that you actually do hear back regarding an offer. In the past position, we have the Knight of Wands. So for some of you, this can just be as simple as a timeline, saying that maybe when we had that full moon in Sagittarius, that might have been when this was all set into motion. And again, like I said, with all the retrogrades we had going on, it could explain why there was a delay around that. But yeah, it could be saying that, or this can be saying this might actually be an opportunity that might have presented itself to you in the past, and in the past, for whatever reason, you might have actually ran away from it. The reason I say that is this is in the past position, yes, but if we look at it in the spread, they're actually moving away from that opportunity, right? So that could be how this is playing out for some of you. This can represent another person. Again, if it's a romantic relationship, maybe you already tried to extend an offer to this person, and they might have been the ones who ran off. But yeah, that's what I see there. In the present position, we have the 6 of Wands. So this is actually Leo energy here. Usually points to victory, recognition, celebration. So I feel like if nothing else, this is a pretty decent indicator that you guys probably will hear some positive news regarding the situation that you've been mulling over for a while. So there's that. And it's interesting too to see that, like I said, in the past position we see the horse running away toward the past position, and now this card we see moving toward the future. So pretty positive energy to see there. And this can just be saying that it could be as simple as you guys get a confidence boost. So like I said, for some of you, maybe if you applied for a job, maybe you get a call back, go on an interview, it goes well. For others of you, this can just be saying in general, maybe in your home and family environment, there might be a boost to your self-esteem in some way. Alright, in the near future position, we have the High Priestess, the Ace of Swords, the Ace of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. So, interesting energies here. This is another indicator for me, usually for Pisces, which, like I said, can be pointing to the fact that you have Mars in your 12th house now. Some of you, this can't even be a friendship that maybe you're trying to get back on track. But with the Ace of Swords, I feel like this is coming to a realization around something, maybe just intuitively coming to a realization around something as well with that high priestess energy, and then thinking about ways to actually take action toward that situation, and in the end result of that being success for you. So the reason I say success for you, King of Pentacles is actually the court card for Taurus. So in some way, shape, or form, this seems to establish you in a positive role, regardless of what this is. Like I said, whether it's trying to get a romantic relationship back on track, or maybe getting some type of offer in your job, maybe even a raise, promotion. There's a few different ways that I can see that going. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing there. And if nothing else, if this is saying you do feel stuck, what this could be telling you to do is to actually trust your intuition. Because the ideas that come to you through trusting your intuition, if you take action on them, will actually get to you to where you ultimately want to be. All right. And in the position of your influence on the situation, we have the Two of Wands and the Six of Cups. So for some of you, at the very least, these energies point to going back to your past in some way. So maybe it's going back to a previous field of employment, for example. Maybe you might have left that path for a while. Maybe you'd gotten temporarily let go with all of these things going on with the pandemic and finances and unemployment, right? So some of you could be going back to that. But either way, I do see this as taking action, and maybe it could just be as simple as extending an olive branch to someone, because that's how I see this card sometimes. A lot of people, we tend to think of romantic reconciliation with this, but I also see this as the being the bigger person type of energy as well. So there is that. But this is Scorpio energy, so I do have to say, for a lot of you, given that that's your opposite sign, it can be putting a romantic relationship back on track. In the environment position, we have the Devil. So some of you might be dealing with a Capricorn, but for others of you, this can be pointing to the fact that maybe you've been able to see things from a higher point of view now. We did have that full moon in Capricorn recently as well, and given that Capricorn for you guys is your 9th house, might have given you a different perspective on things, and that might have been what helped you find a way to approach the situation differently than you may have in the past. For others of you, this can just be saying that maybe there's been an obsessive quality to this. You've been obsessively thinking about moving forward with this person, or obsessively thinking about this job. Maybe even letting you know that if you do accept the job, yes, there will be that financial success with the King of Pentacles, but it might also require a lot of work. Trying to think if anything else comes to mind. And keep in mind, with Capricorn being a natural ruler of the 10th house, you guys are going to have a full moon in Aquarius early in August, and that's your 10th house. So it could be pointing to that as well. So keep an eye out for events around that full moon, especially because it's actually going to make a square aspect with Uranus, which is in your sign. So could definitely be some sudden news that might come about for you guys then. In the hopes or fears position, we have the Tower. I'm going to assume this is a fear for most of you. Not many people want the Tower, but you never know, I suppose. But yeah, I could see this as maybe you're just fearing, maybe it's one of these too good to be true type things, as far as if you do see your luck change around and you start to get an offer that maybe you weren't expecting, or you're getting recognition. So, everything I see in the supporting energy, I would say I wouldn't worry about that if I were you. Trying to think if anything else comes to mind with this. Could just be saying that you're fearful too, that if you do, like, let's say in the romantic context, like if you do try to reconcile, you might feel like it's gonna fail. So usually that's not a good thought process to have in mind when you do make an effort like that. So just something to keep in mind there. And like I said, given the supportive energies I see, I don't necessarily see anything pointing to things playing out in a negative manner. And speaking of which, actually at the bottom of the deck we have the Sun card as well. So this can be another indicator just pointing to the Leo energy, but again, I feel like this is pointing to that recognition, maybe being able to feel light and playful again as well, with things taking place. So definitely looks like a positive there. And then in the outcome position, we have the Five of Swords in reverse. So this is in the upright not a good card to see, but with this in reverse, this is actually a positive. I would say that this could just be saying, let me just put it in the upright while we talk about it. Could just be pointing to the fact that yes, maybe this is around you extending an olive branch to someone and getting things back on track. Now this is Aquarius energy too, so for some of you, like I said, it could even be going back to a previous employer when maybe there was a falling out there. But for others of you, like I said, it could definitely be around romance. And this could represent some healing as well, because what always stands out to me with this card is the person there is holding three swords. And usually that's what leads to this dynamic, is they have some things that they haven't healed yet, carrying those three swords around, but they've convinced themselves that they have healed from it, right? Because, I mean, what good would you ever do from going to a battle with three swords? Like, two maybe, right? You have one for each hand, but three, now you seem like you're doing more harm than good. So to see that in reverse could just be saying that maybe you've gone through a healing process, maybe the other person has as well, or possibly even just pointing to obviously the healing of the connection itself by reconciling. So, pretty good card to see there, at least when it's reversed. So, hopefully that resonated with you guys. Moving on to the Oracle cards next. First, we have Co Create. There's the artwork, and the number is 40. Okay, it says creativity, art, inspiration, fruition, manifestation. The Oracle's message: you may not consider yourself a creative person, but in fact you are creating your reality every moment of every day via your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, intentions, and actions. Yet you must consider that you do so in partnership with Spirit, Consciousness, God, or whatever name you call your higher power. You are a spark of this intelligence that works through you, nudging you with inspired thought and intuitive guidance. You are a paintbrush that co-creates a beautiful, unique expression of your own individuality, blended with universal spirit. You are a product of divine inspiration, and now you're aligned with it to create miracles. When you view your life as art and know you co-create it, only beauty and grace result. Prepare to be amazed. Definitely an interesting message there, and it makes me think of the energies we see in the near future with the High Priestess pointing to that whole thing of, like it said, calling on your higher power. And then we saw those two ace energies beneath that, and then the King of Pentacles, which is your card. So it's saying that, could get you right back on track. So hopefully that resonates with you guys. All right, the relationship message says connections of the heart serve to inspire you, opening you up to new ideas you would never have come to on your own. You are looking in a mirror held up by this experience and seeing yourself in an unexpected way. Who is this extraordinary being looking back at you? You are going to be so happy that you kept your heart open. Your love is a unique work of art now, the very embodiment of beauty. So definitely a pretty positive message there. And like I said, I did see that bit of a reconciliation vibe. So I feel like for a lot of you, if there is a romantic tone to this, it probably is putting a connection back on track from the past. All right, the prosperity message says flashes of inspiration give rise to great success when you receive this message. You are at your most creative now, and whatever you apply yourself to will lead to fruition of your dreams. Remember that all your ideas are channeled from a higher source. You create your reality in partnership with Spirit. The potential for manifestation is unlimited now. Revel in its vastness. So again, that definitely points to me anyway for that near future energy. So definitely, maybe even like that full moon might come into play with that too, where you might just get these sudden creative insights, given that, like we said, we have Uranus in your sign, and that full moon is definitely going to activate it. So keep an eye out for that. All right, moving on to the next card. You guys have Eagle Spirit. It says Spirit has your back. So already sounds like a similar theme. There's the artwork, and the number is 23. All right, it says, Think of the eagles flying high above the other birds, soaring on the wind. Eagle spirit has appeared to ask whether you're willing to soar to new heights, even if that means solitude for a short while. Truly, all the wisdom of the world is available to you. When storms flash across the sky, it is Eagle Spirit that raises you above it all, helping you conquer fear and overcome adversity, reminding you that Spirit has your back and wants you to experience life at its fullest. At this moment, you are meant to know that you have the highest of wisdom and courage within, gifted to you by Spirit and all the angels. Boldly build your nest in a lofty space and know that now you can fly effortlessly, proudly embodying Eagle Spirit in all her glory and grace, claiming what is truly yours in divine timing. So definitely a pretty positive message there, and hopefully that resonated with you guys. And finally, the last thing we have is a Mudra card. And the Mudra you guys got for this month is the Bhairava Mudra. That's it there, and the keyword for it is fierceness. Alright. There's the info on it if you guys want to pause it or take a screenshot. But under benefits, it says calms the mind, serves as an aid to meditation, cuts ego clinging, imparts the courage needed to fully embrace life as it is. So definitely an interesting message there. It kind of makes me think again, like I said, if you do need to tap into your intuition, since it looks like that could be a pivotal moment for you guys to help you move forward, hopefully this would benefit you. If that's the case, I will put the name of the Mudra in the description video if you want to look into it a little bit further. We'll wrap up there, and I'll see you guys next month. All right, bye.